Okay, well, the downside of doing live stream videos, not only can I make errors, it's a pretty dopey looking hat, isn't it? It's raining out though, is, you know, if something comes up and I just made a video, then I got to make another one right close to it. But this is so cool that I don't want to let it go by, and I can't really wait until tonight to do it. I just had to scrape up a bunch of manure off that field that was from the chickens. In my last video I made that, I showed that, and it was where the brooder was, and it was probably 4 or 5 inches thick, and all I do is take my loader and put it down on float and put it down low and just go along and skim that off, and I can actually see green grass after that. But here I have that in the loader bucket here, and it stinks. I mean, it's pretty stinky. All right. But you know, I make a lot of compost, and compost is really important to the homesteader because it's about fertility. A lot of this is about fertility. And so here's my compost pile, and this is this year's stuff. Okay, my last year's stuff is gone. I've already spread it. A lot of yards of it. Excuse me. But this is my this year's stuff, and it's been really, really dry, and it's just sat here. Right? It hasn't done anything. So a few days ago I put a sprinkler up on top of it. First I pulled it all out so I could get into it. I broke it all out with the loader, and then I put a sprinkler in it, and I ran it for about 12 hours. And I came out here with a shovel, and it was down about 6 inches. I had moisture. And then below that it was dead dry. I mean, just dead dry. And the bacteria is not going to do anything unless it's got some moisture. You know, it's got to have moisture, it's got to have oxygen. And when we don't have moisture in it, it's probably better to just leave it dormant until some moisture comes. And the amount of water that you get when it rains is phenomenal. A guy sent me a link on that one time, and I'm going to have to repost it one of these days because it's just phenomenal how much water comes down. The weight of it, and the gallons and all that stuff, it's just phenomenal. And you know, through a 1-inch hose, it's pretty hard to spread that amount of water. So, but I did get some moisture in it, and then last night I came over here and I piled it back up so I'd keep the moisture on the inside. Now what I'm going to do is this really gross hot chicken manure here, full of biochar, is just seething with active bacteria. I'm going to break this open in a couple spots, and I'm going to put it in there. And that's going to get this pile going. And now, you know, our dry cycle has been broken. I think we're going to have rain continuing, you know, right into fall like we usually would. And I'll be able to work with this pile and get it steaming and get everything broke down in it. Very important to do this. There's a lot to composting, a whole lot to composting. And I hope in our Homesteaders Guild to deep dive into that real deep, real deep. And I mean, for everybody, you don't have to have a front end loader to do it, and you don't really have to have a whole lot of property to do it. For your information, on Facebook, there's a new page. It's Anyone Can Farm, Homestead Guild. And we're still discussing whether it should be Homesteaders Guild, the possessive, right? So we're still talking about that, but it's up there and you can find it. As time goes on, that'll be where we go for our, you know, our class that we're going to do, and that will be the platform that we use. And there's also a page going up here shortly where people can sign up for this first round, that you can be a guinea pig in this first round of classes and things that we're going to do. Okay, and for more information on that, I did a video yesterday that I kind of laid it out. It's still in the early stages, and we're still working on it. And I'll bring you more when I know more. Smart for Baker's Green Acres, Anyone Can Farm.